This video is all about funding for your business, where you're going to learn how to get access to the capital you need to scale your Amazon business. And my name is Dave Kettner, so let's get started here. The art of scaling your business. There's a lot of different things when it incorporates in scaling your business. One of the things is that growth is very tricky. It is tough to know when it is time to push your business to the next level. And I found this study, I thought it was very interesting actually, that one recent study found that 70% of technology startups scaled prematurely, helping to explain the overall 90% failure rate. So I know this from personal reasons, as doing our own business, that it is very tricky to grow your business, and cash flow is usually a problem of that. So we're going to show you different ways that you can get funding for your business. But also, as we've talked about before in the past, make sure that you're ready to scale your business. Don't just come out and start doing a whole bunch of different products. Make sure that you take it one step at a time, because you could find yourself hitting that 90% failure rate, which none of us want us to see. We don't want to see that. Inventory control, very important when you are scaling your business. You have to meet customer demand for the products that you are supplying, and this is a challenge with fast-growing businesses as well, because you got to produce enough product to scale your service or your product rapidly enough to meet the demand of your customers. And of course, that takes time and it takes money. Outsourcing, we've talked about very recently here. It's where you hire the employees that you need to scale your business. It hits a point where you can only do so much of your own business before it just becomes your business is running you, basically. So when your growth is on the horizon, you want to start thinking about scaling human resources, different parts of your business that you need, the most critical steps that you need to take to grow your business, and this is also challenging. It's very challenging and time consuming. And as we've said before, the cash crunch, which is making sure that you have enough money to continue to grow your business. And it is very important to plan for that cash infusion that will be needed for the expansion of your business. And this is important to, it's crucial to work with your investors and lenders well before the growth phase in order to line up the funds that you need or the credit you need to have that increase in business that you're going to be planning for. So raising money for your business. Whether you've been in business for 1 week or 5 years, an infusion of funds is always welcome. To help you secure funding for your business, we have put together some ideas that'll work for you. So business funding ideas. First of all, the different ideas are, of course, there's probably a lot more that we're going to talk about here, but here are some of the most common ones and things that could work for your business. One is a traditional bank loan. Obviously, we know a lot about that. We'll go over that here in a few minutes. Revolving credit lines, which is usually also through a bank as well. And SBA, which is a Small Business Administration loans, and these are loans that are actually guaranteed by the Small Business Administration. Supplier credit, and this is where you can get net 30 and net 60 with your supplier, and that just basically means that that you don't have to pay them for for 30 days or 60 days. We have a thing called crowdfunding, which we're going to talk about. Factoring, factoring, which is an alternative way to get funding. And credit card builders, which is a third-party organization that I personally have used and has been working great. So let's go over the 5 C's of credit. This is a slide I pulled from the internet, and it's whenever you talk about getting funds, these are the 5 C's that you're going to want to make sure that you are paying close attention to, because this is what the lending companies are going to be looking for from you as well. So the first one is capacity. Basically, are you able to maintain that credit, or you have ways of paying it back? Of course, they go by a personal credit score or a business score, maybe financial statements that we have. Talks about the health of your entity, your business that you're doing. The second one is capital. The bank needs to know, how much you have invested into your entity, and they will look at all the different things that you've done, and financial statements and all that good stuff. You'll see that as well, and they also want to see where you're going to be taking the business. What do you have planned? Your business plan. Number 3 is the collateral, or sometimes a guarantee, and basically sometimes that is necessary in order to secure debt. And so what do you have that you can offset that collateral to basically make sure that they're going to get their money back, so they're protected more. This has become more important, especially in in the way businesses have failed and recently, and how things have really changed in the business scope of things, and of course in the money lending industry. The fourth one is the conditions, reasons. What do you need the loan for? They're gonna want a written explanation of the conditions and how you use that money. And then the fifth one is a very subjective factor, which is your character, and that's where they want to see, are you the type of person that they want to loan to? So that's where developing that relationship with your bank and in investment, the different people you're going to investments, that's an important factor as well. So the 5 steps to build a strong business credit profile, and these are all very important. First one is you want to make sure that your credit profile is accurate. You want to actually have that set up. This is important with personal. It's also very important with business. You want to make sure that you establish a business credit report. Now you can do this through D&B, which is Dun & Bradstreet. This will help add credibility to your business. And you can go there at www.dnb.com for Dun & Bradstreet. And you'll see a whole bunch of different resources there that you can use. And one of the first things you want to do is get a D&B number for your business. And that's where you put your business information in there, and you get a D&B number, which you can start building your credit with all different ways that you are doing business with your business. So it's something you want to do sooner rather than later. And also, you'll see on the D&B page there are several options that they offer in there to help you with other things. When we talk about getting the net 30 and net 60 credit, building that history for your suppliers to be able to give you that kind of option, that will all be that's some paid services that D&B offers. To get your number, though, that is a free service. Number 3, you want to remove your personal credit after your business credit has been established, which is usually after 6 months. And in the beginning, they're going to have to take your your personal credit because you don't have enough business credit set up yet. So that's the third thing that's important for building your business credit profile. And number 4, any missing relative information in your credit report, you want to make sure that you're adding that in there yourself. Unlike your personal credit, where everything really gets added in there automatically, with your business, you have to manually go through and make sure that the companies that you're doing business with are submitting the information to your credit report. This could be also done with through D&B, and you can add your details in there as well. They also have paid services where they can do it for you, and you don't have to manually do it. And number 5, you want to build your business credit accounts. Things that you're setting up business credit cards. You're doing whenever you're doing any kind of credit with business, you want to build those different accounts that will help build your credit profile for your business. So traditional bank loans. Basically, banks are still the cheapest, most trustworthy source of funding. The only problem is, though, it's because of the rough economic environment, it has made it difficult for small businesses to obtain these loans. And small businesses must expand their search to find a bank that's willing to lend. I personally, last spring, I think it was late winter last spring, went through and tried to find options to do our business loans, and there just wasn't options there. The banks were looking for 3 years of solid history with our business, and we did not have that solid history since we had just started. Like many of you are just starting with your Amazon business, and so then they look at your personal stuff, and we had some issues with our personal credit that was causing some issues as well. But make sure you go and go to lots of banks, lots of searching. I actually went to a D&B event, Dun & Bradstreet event, where they had a whole bunch of different lenders that were at the event, and that's where I learned a lot of this information, and was able to talk to a bunch of different bankers, find out specifically what I needed, and I actually was able to access some money. We actually didn't move forward with that, but we had access to about $100,000 of credit, and that's because we shopped around. And if you want to obtain a business loan, you'll need these. This is just most of the stuff you'll need. Sometimes you might need more, but you'll definitely need a business plan and the amount of loan that's needed. Make sure you have that plan in place. This is basically how what's the plan of your business. Have it all written out. You can go online, search for how to write a business plan, and just follow how to do that. You're going to need your financial statements that include your AR reports, your AP reports, your bank statements, etc. You're going to want to have your business credit report. You may need your personal if you don't have your business one set up, but like I said, start setting up that business one as soon as possible. They're going to want to know your business assets. You may need also personal assets as well, depending on how much history you have there. And they're going to need your past tax returns. If you don't have a business one, they're definitely going to need your personal ones. Pretty much everything that we're doing, even though we've had a business for quite some time, they wanted to see all our personal information as well. So if you're looking for a traditional bank loans, those are the kind of things you're going to want to do. Revolving credit lines. This is what I was almost moving forward with our business. And this is, instead of borrowing a fixed amount of money, like a loan, you actually have a revolving line of credit, kind of like a credit card. We can borrow up to the amount of credit that you've been approved for at a certain pre-approved limit. And I really like this idea, especially since we're going to be buying often our products, our inventory, and when we had the money come back in, pay it down to be able to borrow, to be able to use more credit to buy more products. So this is one I think is a really great one to look into. It's the same requirements as a traditional loan though, so it's not going to be any easier than getting a traditional loan. But you can pay back any money that you borrow on a flexible basis. And there's no fixed monthly payment that you have to make. So it's just, whatever the percentage is that's been approved, that's what you're going to be paying. So as you get the money you get paid from Amazon, for example, you can then take what you could, pay down a loan, and then you always have that, more credit available to you. And it's like I said, a revolving line of credit works kind of like a cash advance from a credit card, but without the high fees and high interest rates. So this is something that if you can get approved for a credit line, this is what I would recommend for the type of business that we're doing with our Amazon product business. SBA loans. This is basically, they call it a 7A loan program. SBA stands for the Small Business Administration, and this is a program where they help startup businesses, and when you have existing small businesses that are looking to expand. But basically what an SBA loan does, it actually guarantees the loan, so a traditional bank can go through and basically have that collateral, where the SBA is actually guaranteeing that the loan will be paid back. So this is a great way for banks to be able to have the collateral that you might not have, and to back up something where they can feel comfortable giving you the loan, giving you the money, so they don't have to be obligated to that full amount of debt for a brand new business that's about to start, because they don't want it to be in default and lose that out of that money. So a lot of times, if you're a brand new business, you might want to be looking for the SBA loan, where they're going to back up that loan for the banks as well. And this could be all done through the bank. So if you find out that you're not qualified for a loan through the bank, you can ask them, hey, can I get an SBA loan, and see what your options are there. Now, supplier credit. This is something that's very interesting to most people. It's something that I've been able to establish with our main supplier, and it's where you can apply for credit terms with your suppliers, which is a lot easier usually to get lines of credit from bank loans. And basically your suppliers are going to be looking to, again, they want to see the same kind of information, that your growth, where you're moving forward with, your way of paying stuff back. When you're establishing a relationship with your supplier, they might allow you to have a what's called a net 30 or a net 60, which means you don't have to pay back for what you're ordering until 30 days or 60 days of the payment terms. And this is something that obviously is very beneficial when we are in a cash crunch and you still want to grow your business. Of course, you got to make sure that you're still able to pay that back on day 30 or day 60. And sometimes there's some people that have built their business so fast they still can't even do that. But this is something that works really good, and like I said, we're doing with our main suppliers. And you want to have your suppliers report in a timely manner to the credit card bureaus. And like we said before, this is a manual thing that has to be done, so you have to ask them to do it for you. This will help build your business profile, which will help you establish those net 30 and net 60 terms with suppliers. So once they see that history, they see that you've been doing this for some time, that you're paying in a timely manner, they'll be willing to maybe give you the net 30 or net 60. The strong profile will also help you to more easily land future supplier credit, which can be an important cash flow preserver. So make sure you look into that. This is something that, again, if you go with a paid service with DNB, they can actually report to a certain amount of suppliers. I can't remember how much they charge for that, but actually is a really good service, and something you might want to look into, because this is another option to get credit with your suppliers on a net 30 and net 60 basis. Crowdfunding, this is something that I learned also from that DNB event. It's a kind of a new way, alternative way to get funding. And basically, it's a practice of funding a project or venture by raising monetary contributions from a large number of people, typically via the internet. Usually, it creates a financial opportunity that is certain, for small businesses, and that you may not be able to get the money in a traditional way. It's typically most successful when you receive about 25 to 40% of the revenue from basically your first degree, second degree, and third degree of connections. So family members, friends, different business colleagues, people that have direct contact. They see what you're doing with your business and how you're growing, especially people that are involved with ASM. They might actually know what you're going to be building and where you're going with it, and that is something that could be very beneficial to them. They can get a certain percentage of your business, obviously, but you can get the funding that way as well. And then once a project has seen some traction with the crowdfunding, unrelated consumers, people that you do not know in those degree of connections, will come out of the woodworks and start supporting your campaigns they believe in. So this could be something you could look at. There's websites that do handle these type of things. Just go online and search for crowdfunding. And then factoring, we had talked about. This is an alternative way to get funds as well. And it's basically factoring is a transaction in which a business sells its accounts receivable or invoices to a third-party commercial financial company. It's known as a factor. And it's similar to line of credit, except invoices are advanced. So the money, what you're going to be spending on an invoice, it's advanced when the time of the invoice is created, and they actually give you that as cash to be able to pay it down, to pay that money that you're doing. So it's not a loan because no debt is assumed by the factoring, but the funds are unrestricted, providing a company more flexibility than with a traditional bank loan. So you're going to have to look into factoring. It's, again, an alternative way of getting funds, and maybe actually could be the easiest way in some regards to get funds for a new business. We almost went with this as well, and the company that I'm recommending is called FSW Funding. You see the address right there, fsfunding.com. And go to their website. You'll see the options for that. Now, do know that it is a more expensive way to get some funds, but again, not overly expensive. So look into it, see if it's something that you can do. I actually met the owner of this company when I went to the DMB event earlier this year, and again, we almost went with it. It's a great way to get funds in an alternative way, and it's not things that are approved they have to get approved for like banks do. So it's definitely a way that you can get funds and get funds fast. Credit card billers. This is actually a third party company that I did move forward with. It's an affordable way for any individual business with good credit to receive 50 to up to 200,000 of credit at 0% with no back end fees. Now that's not a trick. That's something that this company does, and they do really well. I've had a friend of mine that we moved forward with this, and they do an awesome job. They have relationships with these different banks and investment firms to be able to get you this kind of credit. And in fact, if you actually have bad personal credit, they will help to build your personal credit, to fix your credit report, to be able to qualify for these types of loans. So this is something. Obviously, this is a paid service, and I think it's like $1,500, and sometimes they run specials, but that's for a whole year. And if you think about what you would pay at an interest with certain loans, that actually is quite the deal, because if you're able to get 50 to 250,000 of lines of credit and not have it at 0% with no back-end fees, that's a lot of money saved. So it's definitely worth the paid service, in my opinion. Credit card builders continues to offer the most competitive loan packages on the market, enabling many businesses and individuals to achieve their financial dreams and get the money you need today without paying huge financial fees. So they provide access to high-end lending institutions to, I say our business clients, I should have fixed that, to their business clients, who have legitimate uses for business credit and other merchant services. This is, again, they know what they're doing. They deal with businesses like us, small businesses, and they can get you the funds that you need, and actually it does help build your credit, your business line of credit as well. So the link to that is davekettner.com/CC Builders. That will get you to to the Credit Card Builder's site, and I'm trying to actually put through an offer, a deal with them, because I told them that we have a bunch of people that are looking for this type of to get cash infusion into their business. So I'm hoping that very soon here that I'll have a discounted link there so that you guys can take advantage of that. And like I said, I actually have moved forward with this. We did last spring. They did a great job. They helped our personal credit get rid of some derogatories that were on our personal credit, and also helping to build that business credit so we can actually get those lines of credit. So as we said before, I think when we started off this presentation, that you can always use cash infusion into your business. So whenever you can get it, no matter what kind of money that you're making with your business, it's always a good thing to do. So final thoughts for our business funding call here, the video. Begin planning for business funding early when growing your business. This is something that you want to start thinking about now. You want to have an idea of what you're going to be doing growing with your business, and start planning for that funding now with these different types of funding that we have showed you in this presentation here. Definitely get a DUNS number with D&B. Like I said, go to DNB.com and get a DUNS number, provide your information, and obviously you're going to need to have your business name set up and a bank account set up. Those are the first things you need to do. But then after that, you want to get a DUNS number and start having the reporting go to your DUNS number to build that business credit for your business. And then set up your business credit profile with D&B and report all the business transactions to increase your credit profile score. Very important, because if you, like I said, they're not required, businesses are not required to report back for your business as they are with our personal accounts. So to build that credit, you're going to have to manually move forward and have that done for you. And always make sure, obviously, that you're making on-time payments with your business, because just like with our personal credit reports, if you have derogatories or you have negatives on your report, it's actually going to hurt you. So you want to make sure that you're making on-time on-time payments with your business. So that is all we have for today. That's a wealth of information. I hope you guys enjoyed all the stuff we put together here for your business funding, and I hope you have lots of success to get the funds that you need to grow your business. Again, make sure that you're not growing it prematurely, but when you do and you are ready to move forward with these type of things, make sure you're planning way far in advance. And I look forward to seeing all your success stories on our Facebook group page, and I'm sure that everyone's going to have lots of success with moving forward, growing their business, because this is just an incredible business model. So I hope this helps, and I hope you guys enjoyed the business funding video. Have a wonderful day.